Hello everyone and welcome to Sinful Gaming. Hope you're all doing well, hope you're all staying safe, and most of all, I hope you're all fighting that war against the grey. Today we're going to have a battle report, and a special battle report. I've got the wife here to play with me. She's learning Age of Sigmar, learning Warhammer in general. You know, life married to someone who's obsessed with the game. And so she's coming along for the ride. This is going to be her first sort of proper game. We've played a few here and there, but this is probably going to be her first proper game. She's going to be playing with her Daughters of Khaine. She loves those elves. And I'm going to be playing with the Gloomspite Gitz again. Also, we should be doing something on the channel soon to really show her learning how to play along with me. We're going to be doing the Mortal Realms magazine together, and we'll go through everything that's released in Mortal Realms together. So there's that. And if you like seeing us try to beat each other and decide who sleeps on the couch, then definitely give this a like and subscribe to the channel. But we'll get into the armies. So this is 1500 points of Daughters of Khaine. The wife's going to be taking a Bloodrack Medusa on the shrine. So the Bloodrack shrine, we're going to have a Slaughter Queen on Cauldron of Blood, 5 Canary Heartrenders, 5 Doomfire Warlocks, a Hag Queen down there, and then 2 units of 30 Witch Elves, one with the dual hand weapons and one with blades and bucklers. Then we've got my Gloomspite Gitz force. We're going to have a big unit of 60 stabbers, 2 units of 20 shooters, Squig Goblet, the Malevolent Moon at the back there, 10 Boingrot Bounders, 5 Spore Splatter Fanatics, and then 3 Rockgut Troggoths. And then leading the army, we're going to have a Loon Boss, Fungoid Cave Shaman, and a Madcap Shaman. Both armies come in at 1500 points, pretty much on the nose, so we're going to get into deployment, and we'll come back after all that's done with the first turn. So today we're going to be playing the battle report from the Generals Handbook 2020, known as Knife to the Heart. This is a really great scenario if you're looking to teach someone the game, as it's got very simplistic means to victory. And so effectively this game, I guess you could think of it like a capture the flag game. I have one objective, my opponent will have one objective, and we're each trying to capture the opponent's objective whilst not losing our own. So, simple. This battle plan has 2 objectives, as just mentioned, and the victory conditions are if at any point during the 3rd battle round or onwards, one player controls both objectives, they win a major victory automatically. If neither player wins a major victory by the end of the battle, each player checks to see how many of their auxiliary objectives they control, and then the person who's got more of them will win. We're not going to use auxiliary objectives in this game, mainly because I'm playing against the wife and I'm teaching her, and that's just another layer that we don't need to put in just yet. But I think this is a really great scenario to show people how to play, so we're going to get straight into this. Alright, so armies are deployed. This is the Gloomspite Gitz battle line. We've got the Boingrot Bounders, the Rockgut Troggoth, and we've got one of the Shamans here. This one has the Squig Lure spell to go on those squigs there. We've then got the 60 Grots manning the objective in the middle there. We've got 20 Grots and 20 Grots. They're both shooter units over there. We've got the Fungoid Cave Shaman, the Spore Splatter Fanatics back over here. We've got the Loon Boss, and we've got the Squig Goblet at the back, and the Loon Shrine at the back of the force there, keeping everything nice and battle shock and moon. On the other side, we've got in the center, we've got 30 Witch Elves with the bucklers just manning the objective. We've got the Bloodrack Shrine, the Doomfire Warlocks in the center there, and then on this flank, we've got sort of the hammer of the Daughters of Khaine. We've got another 30 Witch Elves with the blades. And then we've got the Slaughter Queen and a Hag Queen there. That's it for deployment. We're now going to go into the first turn, and Daughters of Khaine finished deploying first. So who's going to have the first turn, babe?
You can.
I'm going to go first with my Gloomspite Gitz. This is, let's see how much stuff I can not lose. Yeah, Gloomspite Gitz, turn 1. So, start of the Gloomspite Gitz hero phase, we're going to generate a command point, and then on a 4+, we're also going to get a command point from our Fungoid Cave Shaman, which I do, so it's going to give me 2 command points. My general is currently under the light of the Bad Moon as well, as the Bad Moon's over in this corner, so he's there, just in the table quarter, so I'm going to get an additional command point, putting me to 3. That's then going to be it for that. We'll go into casting some magic. Alright, casting some magic, we're going to go with this Shaman here, and he's going to cast Squiggler on the Squigs. So, goes off on a 10. So, we're going to see if the Daughters of Khaine are in range to try and dispel it. So we've just done some checks, and the Bloodwrack Medusa is the only Daughters of Khaine wizard in range of both my wizards, so she's not going to choose to dispel this. Doesn't reckon she'll beat the 10. So we're going to have Squiggler off on the Vanguard Bounders here, and now we're going to go with the Fungoid Cave Shaman, and he's going to go for the Hand of Gork, which is going to allow me to pick up one of the units around him. So we go, that's a 9, that's going to go off, so you might want to try and dispel this one. So, needing a 10 on the dice to stop me. 10 gets it, stops it. Yes. And that's Hand of Gork stops. So that's going to be the end of the Grot's hero phase. We're going to go into movement now, and we'll come back after all of that's done. Alright, end of the Grot's movement phase. The Squigs have moved up, Troggoths have moved up with a Shaman behind them. We've also decided to move up the big unit of Stabbers there, just pushing out of the objective to make sure it's not quite so easy for the Daughters of Khaine to come and try and get. We've got Loom Boss pushing up in the centre there. He's ready to back up those Grots with some command abilities. And then we've got the Shooters who've just both moved up. And we've blocked off this little flank here with the Spore Splatter Fanatics. Shuffled the Squig Gobbler up as well. And that's going to be the end of the movement phase. We'll check whether anything's in range to shoot. But then it might be Daughters of Khaine turn 1 if nothing is. Right, so the Squig Gobbler is just in range of that Bloodwrack Shrine. So we're going to try and shoot it. So we need to hit on 4s with our 6 shots. Hit with 4 of them. We then got a wound on 4s. 2 of them get through. I believe it was on 3s, but same. Right, so 2 of these get through, no Ren, so you've got to make 2 armor saves here, which you need a 5 up for, so you need to roll 5 or higher. Saved them both. Cool, nothing goes through from the Squig Gobbler. That's going to be it for the Gloomspite Gitz turn. And now we're going to go into the Daughters of Khaine. So, start of Daughters of Khaine hero phase. The Bloodwrack Medusa is going to cast Mystic Shield on the 30 Witch Elves there. So she needs a 6 on the 2 dice, 10. It's the only wizard I'm in range of to stop, so we're going to try and dispel it. Might as well. So we need to get an 11 on the dice. We don't get an 8, so it goes off. They're going to have reroll 1s to their saves over there. Alright, so we're going to have the Doomfire Warlocks here roll for Mind Razor on the Witch Elves over there. So go for it. 7 just gets it. I'm going to try and dispel because I think both my wizards are in range now. We'll have a check and come back. So both my wizards are in range of both of her wizards. So I'm going to try. So I need to show an 8 on the dice. Which I don't. So that means Mind Razor is going to go off. They're going to be +1 damage because they're versing Grots, and they're also, yeah, they're going to be horrendously good. Alright, so first of all, we're going to use the Hag Brew from this Hag here. So it's going to give them rerolls to wound. We're then going to get her to do her prayer, which is going to be Catechisms of Murder. This means every hit this unit does makes 2 wound rolls. So on a 3+, it'll go off. You don't want to roll a 1 though, or she does a wound to herself. 2, nothing happens, unfortunately. Then this one can do Blessings of Khaine, which means you can reroll your Fanatical Devotion rolls. So on a 3+, it goes off. 1, she does a wound to herself. Well, that's some great prayers there. We're now going to go into the Daughters of Khaine movement phase, and we'll come back after all of that. Alright, so end of the movement phase for the Daughters of Khaine. We've had the Witch Elves with the Twin Blades move up. They're just shy of a charge range, unfortunately, though. We've got the Cauldron, the Doomfire Warlocks, and the Hag Queen there all supporting them. They've got the Bloodwrack Medusa just moving up in the centre there, ready to stare those Grots to death and turn them all to stone. And then this unit of Witch Elves here is just sort of spread out and made control of that objective pretty solid for them, stopping Grots coming in on all directions. So we're now going to go into shooting. However, there isn't any. Both units are out of range. She's just out of 9, and the Cauldron's out of its range as well. So that's going to be it for the Daughters of Khaine turn, and we're going to go into the priority roll. Alright, so priority roll. I'm using the green dice. Mina's using the red dice. So who goes next? I got a 5. She got a 1. So I'm going to take the turn with the Grots because I don't want those Daughters of Khaine charging me just yet. So Gloomspite Gitz turn 2. So start of the Gloomspite Gitz turn. We're going to, start of the battle round actually. We're going to roll and see if the moon moves at all. So on a 3, so it's going to jump 1 square. So that means the moon's going to jump into the center of this territory, meaning it's still affecting the same thing. It's not in the center of the table yet. We're then going to gain a command point, putting us to 4 of them. And on a 4+, the Fungoid Cave Shaman is going to give us another one. He doesn't this turn, so we're just going to stay at 4. Magic-wise, we'll start off. We're going to put Squiggler on these squigs here. So let's go. That goes off on a 9. So you're going to need 2 dice to try and stop it. You might as well try with both wizards now, because all our wizards are in range and we're both casting 2 spells. So you need to show a 10 on the 2 dice. That's an 8, so just shy. So Squiggler is going to go off. We're then going to try Hand of Gork. So we'll try the Hand of Gork again. See if we can get it off. 7, that's going to go off because it's going to go off on an 8 due to being wholly within the territory now for the Fungoid. So roll 2 dice again. You need to show a 9 on your 2 dice to stop this going off. Which she does, 10. She stops the Hand of Gork again. That's going to be the end of the Gloomspite Gitz hero phase, and we'll go into movement and we'll come back after all of that's done. Alright, so end of the Gloomspite Gitz hero phase. The units just stay there. Grots have stayed behind, just cornering on the objective. The Squig Gobbler stayed where he is. We've moved the Spore Splatter Fanatics over there, just screening off this side of the battlefield, meaning the Witch Elves either have to go fight something useless or go around. Shooters have moved over here. They can't actually see through their own Spore Splatters, but it is what it is. The Troggoths and the Squigs have moved up in the centre, both getting ready to charge and try and take the objective off the Daughters of Khaine. We're now going to go into shooting. The only thing with any shooting attacks this turn will be the Squig Gobbler again, and he's going to go into those Witch Elves. So Squig Gobbler over there is going to shoot into these Witch Elves. He's going to need 3s now to hit. Of course, he rolls terrible. Then 3s to wound. Wow, 1 goes through. So we'll work out the save. So 5+ armor save for the Witch Elf. Nope, fails, so it's going to be D3 damage. It's going to be 2. So now you've got 2 5-ups to roll. Nope, so it's going to be 2 dead Witch Elves. So that was the end of shooting. We're now going to go into charges. We're going to start with the Boingrot Bounders charge. So 2d6, how far do they charge? 12. They're going to make that big charge, which is awesome. And then we'll check the Troggoths as well, see how far they can charge. They will need a big charge as well. 5, that's not going to make it, so I'm going to spend 1 of my command points and re-roll it for even less. So Troggoths definitely aren't making it, but these Boingrot Bounders are going to get in. Right, so the Boingrot Bounders have made their charge. So after they do so, we roll a dice on every 4-up. It's a mortal wound to the Witch Elves. So 4-ups, we're going to do 5 mortal wounds on the charge to the Witch Elves. Then they're going to have to make their Fanatical Devotion roll. So 5, this time you need 6s. None, so it's going to be 5 dead Witch Elves to start with.
Damn it.
And now we'll go into combat proper. Surprise, Boingrot Bounders is going to go first. This is the Sergeant, he's hitting on 3s. And then wounding on 3s. So he gets 1 through. I'll put that over there. And then this is the rest of the unit, they're hitting on 4s though. So all the 4s we put back. Then we're wounding on 3s. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Wow, that wasn't that great. 4, 5, 6, 7. Cool. Now the armor saves for the Witch Elves. So they're going to be at -1, so you have 6s. So you need 6-up armor save, but any 6s are going to do mortal wounds back. So made 1 armor save, there's going to be a mortal wound back to me. And now you've got your Fanatical Devotion rolls for 6s again. Passed another 1, so it's just going to be another 5 dead Witch Elves, and I'm going to take a mortal wound back. Right, so the Witch Elves here have all piled in. The Hag's going to hit on 2s. Cool, she hits with both her attacks, and the rest do dash up. On 3s, so we just take out any 1s and 2s. And so not to forget that they also have, what's it called? I forgot the name of the spell now. Complete blank on my part. No, it's not even on the Wasp God of Hell. Mind Razor, that is what I'm thinking of. Wow, that was bad. And now we've got a wound with all those dice, so 4s to wound.
Oops.
So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That was a really bad roll. Oh, 7. So now I'm going to make my armor saves. And so now we've got to do our armor saves. So we've got a 5-up armor save. Every one of these, though, is a dead Boingrot Bounder. I passed 2, so it's going to be 5 dead Boingrot Bounders. Ouch. So that's the end of combat. So we're going to have to take a battle shot for the Boingrot Bounders. They lost 5. They're out of range of any inspiring presence, so they're going to lose D6. This did not go well. So they're completely gone. They all run away. Witch Elves slaughtered them, and they are having none of it. So we're now going to battle shock test for the Witch Elves. They're still 20 strong, so they're only going to lose D6 plus 1. Now, because they've got a standard bearer in the unit, they get to roll 2 dice and pick the lowest result. So roll the 2. She's got a 1, so she's only going to lose 2 more Witch Elves. So the best sort of outcome for that. So, start of the Daughters of Khaine hero phase. We're going to gain a command point, which is going to put you up to 2. We're then also going to start by casting Mind Razor from the Doomfire Warlocks onto the Witch Elves here. So you need to show 7 on the dice. 7 goes off. I'm going to try and stop that because Mind Razor is horrendous. 9, so I stop you this time. So the Bloodrock Medusa here is going to go the Withering on the Grots there, making everything plus 1 to wound them. So you need to show a 7. You don't. That's a 3. Doesn't go off. So we're going to go prayer. We're going to try Catechisms of Murder again on the Witch Elves. So go for it. 2 doesn't go off, but at least you don't hurt yourself this time. And then we'll go Blessings of Khaine on them as well. So roll the dice again. Don't roll the 1 again. 6 goes off this time. So they're going to be able to re-roll their armor saves. Or their Blessing of Khaine, sorry. Not the armor saves, the after damage saves. We're now going to go into the Daughters of Khaine movement phase. And we'll come back after that. Alright, so end of movement phase for the Daughters of Khaine in turn 2. We've moved the shrine up here and we've run these Witch Elves using a command point to turn it into a 6 to get them in prime charge position of those Grots in the center guarding the objective. The Bloodrock Medusas also moved up, getting ready to turn a bunch of Grots to stone. And we're also decided that we're going to sort of spread these Witch Elves out here to guard the objective and bring down the Heart Renders down just to keep control of the objective in case those Troggoths get through and do some damage. That's quite serious to those Witch Elves, just sort of a precaution there. We're going to go into the shooting phase now for the Daughters of Khaine. Alright, so there are 50 Grots in range in that unit from the Bloodrock Medusa. This could be horrific. So 50 dice, every 5 up is a dead Grot. That one you can reroll. Just roll it. No. Alright, so we'll pick them out and we'll see how many dead Grots die. Dead Grots die, that's not good English. And so 18 dead Grots from the Bloodrock Medusa stare. Ouch. Yeah, we're going to be needing to spend some command points to keep them in. We're now going to go into the charge phase and we'll come back with the charges. Right, so charge-wise, we're going to go with the Witch Elves first. 2d6, anything but a double 1. 9, that's going to be plenty to get them in. We'll come back with their charge first and then we'll work out all the rest of them. So the Witch Elves have made their charge and this is what it looks like. We're now going to roll for the cauldron at the back here. So 2d6 again. Go for it. Something nice and big. 5, not going to do it. Not worth spending a command point on honesty. Probably charge Doomfire Warlocks in though. So go with them. They're going to get in on an 8, so we'll move them in and make their charge as well. So we're going to go with the Doomfire Warlocks first into the Spore Splatter Fanatics. So Champion, he hits on 3s, misses with both his attacks. The rest of the Doomfire Warlocks there, they'll hit on 4s. So we got 4 hits, and then they'll wound on 4s. One armor save to make from them, so I got a 6 up, which I failed, so it's going to kill 1 Spore Splatter Fanatic so far. And then we're going to go with the mounts. So we've got 10 attacks. These hit on 4s. So 3 hits. Play wound on 5s because of the horses. 1 wound through with the horses as well on a 6 up. Save that one though. That's going to be it for your attacks there. So I'm going to go with the Stabbers next. So we're going to go back with the Grots. There are 30 of them in range and they've had the command ability from the Loon boss just behind there. the whole within 12 inch. So they're hitting on 5s because they're terrible. So I do wound on 2s though because I'm above 30 models, and any 6s will do a mortal wound in addition to other damage. So 1 mortal wound there plus another save, and then they're going to be wounding on 2s, so take that out. So put that back. You have some armor saves to make. So the Witch Elves here are in range of the Generals, so the Hagnar ability, the Blessings of Khaine, is going to be allowing them to reroll those 5-up saves, also thanks to the prayer that was cast on them. So, first of all, armor save 5-up, which she saves 4 of, so that's not bad. And now we add the mortal wound into the pool for your after damage saves. Now this is your 5-up, which she saves another 2. And then you get to re-roll this thanks to the prayer we cast on a 5-up as well. Saved another 1. So from 10 drops down to only 3 of them will die. So 20 Witch Elves are in range. That's going to mean 60 attacks. We'll start off with the Hag, so she's going to hit on 2s. Both of her attacks hit. And then the rest of them, this mighty cup of dice, hitting on 3s.
Oops.
Drop one. Roll that extra dice in there. And we'll come back with this. And so now to wound 4s, but we're getting a reroll of this. So 4 ups to wound. Couple of cocks there for those ones again. Cool. And we'll come back with this and see some rerolls. That's a ton more, so we'll come back with the final lot of attacks as well. So the Witch Elves there did 36 wounds, so there's 36 5-up armor saves. There's a few 5-ups in there, but we'll see how many grots die. So that's a grand total of 28 grots dead from those Witch Elves. Ouch. We'll remove them and come back with the last attacks of the combat phase, which will be the Spore Splatter Fanatics. So going with the Spore Splatter Fanatics next, they get D3 attacks each, so 4d3 attacks. For 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Eight attacks. We're hitting on 2s. Of course, there's a 1 in there. And then wounding on 4s. 4 go through onto the Doomfire Warlocks. So you've got 4 6-up saves to make. Didn't make any of them, so they're each going to be D3 damage. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then you've got your Fanatical Devotion rolls. So 5 ups. So save 2, so you're still going to lose 2.5 of your Doomfire Warlocks. The Doomfire Warlocks are going to have to take a bravery check. You're going to roll 1 dice. Pretty much you don't want to roll a 6 for them. Anything but 1, they're fine. I'm going to have to spend a command point on those grots to make them immune to battle shock, or they're definitely running. And the Spore Splatter Fanatics, we don't have anyone in range, so we'll roll a dice for them. 4. So 4 will be fine because they're all drugged up on their mushrooms, so they're immune to battle shock essentially with bravery 10. We're now going to go into the all-important turn priority roll. If the Daughters of Khaine get this, it's going to be a bad day for the grots. So I got a green dice. You got a red dice somewhere. I rolled a 5. She rolled a 3. Grots are going to take the turn because we need to. Otherwise, we're dead. Alright, so start of the Gloomspite Gitz turn. We're going to roll to see if the moon moves at all. So on a 2, it just moved 1, so it's going to move into the center of the table now, meaning the Gloomspite Gitz are going to be affected by the light of the moon board wide this turn. Other things at the start of the hero phase, we're going to get a command point putting us up to 4. We're then going to, on a 4+, get another one thanks to the Fungoid Cave Shaman, which we do. So we're going up to 5. Awesome. Let's get into some magic.
Why?
No. So, start of the magic time, we're going to cast a Malevolent Moon with this little shaman here. So he's getting +1 to cast thanks to being under the light of the moon. So 7, 8 goes off. So that means that the Daughters of Khaine are going to try and dispel. You need to show a 9 on your dice. Double ones doesn't, so that means it's going to go off. We'll come back after we've resolved it. So we've moved the Malevolent Moon over here. So we set it up around here, wholly within range of the wizard here, and then we've moved it across, hitting all 3 of these units here. So on a 2+, they're each going to take D3 mortal wounds. So we'll roll for the Bloodrat Shrine first. On a 2+, it takes D3 mortals, which is going to take 1. So you need 1 save. Roll here. 6 up, saved it. Done. Yes. So on a 2 up, they're going to take D3 mortals. They do. So D3 for them. For 1, so a 6 up again. Nope. And then on a 2 up, the Doomfire Warlocks are going to take. They don't. So no roll needed for them. That's the end of Moon. Right, so next up, we're going to try and cast the Hand of Gork with the Vanguard Cave Shaman. So you need to show 7. We've got a 9 + 1. So that's going to be casting on a 10. Daughters of Khaine, 2 dice needed to try and dispel. Yep, so trying to dispel. Need an 11. No. So Hand of Gork's going to go off finally. She hasn't stopped it for once. And so we've flung a unit of 20 Goblin Archers from behind those Fanatics over there, down here in the back corner, threatening the opponent's objectives. Hopefully be able to pick off a few of the Canary or the Witch Elves with their shots. So that's going to be the end of the Goblin Hero phase though, and we're going to go into movement and we'll come back after all of that's done. So, end of the movement phase, what have we done? These Rockgut Troggoths have just moved up, getting ready to charge those Witch Elves or attempt to again. We've kept him just in range, so that way he can give them a command point reroll if they need it. Meanwhile, the Loon Boss has moved up, as have the Archers here, getting ready to lay some fire into these Witch Elves. Squid Gobbler and the Fungoid Cave Shaman have stuck back there in their nice secure location. And that's pretty much it for movement, because we flung those Goblins over there to the backfield. We're now going to go into some shooting. So, the Rockgut Troggoths here are just going to throw boulders at the Witch Elves. They can't possibly not roll less than the number of models in the unit, so they're just going to do D3 mortal wounds for 2. So we're going to need to make 2 saves on the Witch Elves. So, Witch Elves, 2 6-up saves. Nope, so it's going to be 2 dead Witch Elves. So to start with, we're going to have these Archers here. They're going to shoot into the Witch Elves, so they need 5s to hit. And we need 5s to wound. So that's going to be 2 wounds, so 2 armor saves on your Witch Elves. So they're going to be 5 ups, ting ting. Yes. Just bounce off those Witch Elves there. So we're then going to have the Witch Elves at the back of the board shoot. We're going to have the Goblins at the back of the board shoot the Witch Elves, not the other way around. So same again, 5 to hit. And 5s to wound. Just going to be 1 this time. So 1 5-up save to make. Fail. Oh, wait. Yeah, 5 up currently. So now you've got a 6 up. No, fail. So 1 more dead Witch Elf from over there. So unfortunately the Squid Gobbler is out of range of those Witch Elves out the other side of the table. So we're just going to shoot into this big melee here. So we're needing 4s to hit. 3s to hit because you've got more than 10 models, which means all bar 1 hit, and then 3s to wound. 3 wounds, no rend, so these are going to be 5-up armor saves, of which you passed none, so it's going to be D3 wounds each. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Fanatical Devotion. So these are going to be 5-ups because she is in range of her general. Cool. 2. And that will be it. 4 are going to die. So that's the end of shooting. So we're going to go into charges. We're going to start with the Rock Guts here. So what are they going to get? A 5. That's not going to be enough. So we're going to use a command point to reroll that. Let's see what we can get this time. 7, we'll have a quick check and see whether that lands the charge for them. So the Rock Guts made it in. We're now going to try the Longbomb charge with the Goblin Archers. So we are needing a 9 on dice. There's no rerolls. Rolled 1 of them. I don't even know where that dice landed. So 2 doesn't matter what I roll. Even a 6 wouldn't do it. So they're going to fail. So I'm not going to get the objective this turn. Just to put a bit more damage into the fight, we're going to put the Loon Boss in. He's going to charge. 5. And so that's going to see him get in there. And now let's get into combat. Right, so we're going to go with the rock guts first. We're going to pile them in. Just getting that last dude in range. So they've got 2 attacks each, meaning they're going to hit on 3s with 6 attacks. That's a pretty good roll. 5 hits, 3s to wound. 4 wounds go through. So those rock guts attacks are going to go straight through. So that's going to be 4 of them turning into 12 damage in total. So we're going to need 6 up fanatical devotion rolls, of which she saved 1. So that's going to be 11 witch elves that get murdered by the trolls. Alright, so Mia's going to activate these witch elves here next. She's going to have 72 attacks to get +1 attack for having the paired blades, and +1 attack for having a Daughters of Khaine hero within 8 inch, the Blood Rack Medusa there. And also, it's turn 3, so Hagnar, they're going to be re-rolling all hits, and they're going to be re-rolling all wounds, because you've got the Witch Brew on them as well. So, let's start with a Hag. She hits on 3s, re-rolling. Both hit anyway. Now, your 72 attacks. Our dice cup isn't big enough for this. 72, 3s to hit. And we'll pick all these out and we'll come back after. There's a lot of dice here. Out of 72 dice, that is all that missed. So, re-rolls. Out of 72, you failed 3 hits. That is amazingly good rolling. So we'll come back with the wound rolls. So, time to do the wound rolls. There they are. So 4s to wound, re-rolling.
They're too small.
We'll come back with this mess of dice. And we'll pull out all the fails now, and then I'll come back with armor saves. So there are 13 goblins left, and I've got this many saves to make. The cup's about 50-ish. Well, let's put that back in the container. So 5 ups. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. They're dead. Don't even need to count the rest. They got murdered by witch elves.
Yes.
Alright, so we're going to go with the Spore Splatter Fanatics onto the Doomfire Warlocks next. So we've got 4 of them. So we're going to have 4 D3 attacks for 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Alright, 8 attacks hitting on 2s. 1 miss. And then wounding on 4s for 5. So we have 5, -1. So this is going to be 5, 6 up. So 1 saved. We're then going to roll for the D3 damage. So it's going to be 6, 7, 8, 9. And then 5 up after save. Go for it. Oh, that's not bad. 4 of them, so only 5 wounds are going to go through on the Doomfire Warlocks. So that's going to mean 1 of them is left. Oh no, they've already taken a wound, so it's going to be all of them dead. So we've got the Witch Elves over there attacking the Trolls. So we're needing 3s, re-rolling because Hagnar and turn 3. So. Good. And then 4s to wound. So it's going to be 4 wounds on the Trolls. No, imagine. So we're needing a 4 up armor save. Saved 1. And each one goes through for a point of damage. 5 up after damage save for the Trolls. Saved another one, so it's going to be 2 wounds on a Troll. One of the Trolls is half dead. We do have one last fight to do. We've got the Loon Boss here, so he's got 3 attacks. 3s to hit. All hit. 3s to wound. All wound. 6 up saves on the Witch Elves to begin with. Nope, so it's going to be 3d3 damage. So 2, that's going to be 6 points of damage on them. So these are going to be 5 up after damage saves. She saves 2, so it's going to be 4 dead Witch Elves from the Loon Boss. So, Battle Shock phase, these Witch Elves here are just going to run. There's nothing we can do about that, so they're just going to disappear. Over here, we're going to spend a command point to make sure none of these Witch Elves here run. So it's dropping them down to 0, but we're going to go into the Daughters of Khaine turn next anyway. And that's it for Battle Shock. So going into Daughters of Khaine turn 3 now. So to start with in the hero phase, we're going to gain a command point to begin with, and then we're going to use the Aura of Agony ability at the start. So on a 2+, that Loon Boss will take D3 models, so 2+. He does, so D3 models to him. For 3, cool, he's all half dead. And then this Gloomspite Shaman over here on a 2+ is going to take, yep, D3 models as well from the Aura of Agony of the Blood Ring Medusa. So 3 as well, so he's got a wound left. Medusa is actually going to cast Arcane Bolt at the Loon Boss, so needing a 5 but wanting a 10+, got a 7. Still, it's going to put a mortal wound, meaning he's got 1 wound remaining. So in the hero phase, we're going to use the command ability to allow the Witch Elves here to pile in an attack in the hero phase. We'll come back with their attacks. What the pile in looks like with all the Witch Elves there, and now we're going to roll their 60 attacks into him. So they are going to be -1 to hit, so it does mean they're only going to hit on 4s. We'll roll those ones to the side, and we'll come back with all the hits. Rerolls. That's a lot more. Remember, this Loon Boss only has 1 wound, so they're slaughtering him.
Yay.
Pause to wound, reroll. Ouch. Was re-rolling. So we'll come back with the Loon Boss's saves. I think he's gonna die though. So this is the moment of truth. The Loon Boss, he has 30 saves to make. He's got a 5-up save, so let's see where we can do it. He's dead. He's dead. Alrighty. We're now going to go into the Daughters of Khaine movement phase, and we'll come back after all the movement's done. And so, just like that, the Daughters of Khaine will win. We're about to work out the attacks for the Bloodwrack Medusa, seeing how many they need to kill, but in fact, they don't need to kill anything. There are more Daughters of Khaine in range of the objective than there are Gloomspite Gitz. That means in Knife to the Heart, the game immediately ends because they now control it with more models. So that's going to be game victory to the Daughters of Khaine. Well, that's the game, everyone. Daughters of Khaine taking the victory over the Gloomspite Gitz. The wife beating me. I mean, I let her win, otherwise I sleep on the couch, don't I?
No, I just won because I'm so good.
Yeah, sure. But what do you think of the game? Let us know what you thought. Knife to the Heart's always a fun one to play. It's like a good one to teach people to play with, I find, as well, just because it's got really simple victory conditions of take this. It's capture the flag, essentially. Yeah. But what do you think of the game?
It was really good. I enjoyed it.
Enjoyed it?
Yeah.
Love running forward and murdering things with your Witch Elves?
Yeah. Killing you, Dad.
Yeah, there's some horrendous murder going on. I think the Murder God Khaine was definitely happy with the battle.
Oh, yeah.
But we'll definitely be back with some more battle reports with the wife. Like I said at the start, we're going to be doing Mortal Realms together. So you're going to do the Nighthaunt and I'll do the Stormcast. And I'll slowly get her Daughters of Khaine painted up along with her. She enjoys painting the terrain much more. But anyway, if you want to see more husband and wife battle reports, then definitely give us a like and let us know. Also, you might notice that we're wearing different clothes. We did have to film this over 2 different nights. So this would have been out a bit earlier, but we had to record it over 2 nights. Parent life. Orion decided to wake up and sort of put an end to it, and then I had a full week of work, so but we got it to you. Hope you all enjoyed the battle. A lot of fun to play, always fun to play against the wife and get you in on the hobby. And so we'll be back real soon. But special thank you to everyone who likes and subscribes on the channel, and a special thank you to everyone who supports the channel via Patreon. You guys are amazing. You can find the links in the description with all of that. Patreon, our Discord server, we can come chat with me and other members of the community there, and also our Twitch channel. But stay safe, everyone, stay well, and most of all, keep fighting that war against the Grey. We'll see you next time. Ciao for now.
Bye.